Whenever you tell people you're giving a talk on wealth, they assume one of two things. Either a multi-millionaire already, or I'm here to sell a course to you on how to become a multi-millionaire. Unfortunately, you're going to get neither from me today. I'm here to talk to you about the kind of wealth that you can't deposit in a bank. Now, people imagine wealth as being all about the fast cars, the lifestyle. In fact, the type of lifestyle where even your dog has a personal trainer. But the surprisingly funny truth about wealth is that most of our ideas about wealth are completely irrational. Now, I should know this. Today marks the 33rd year I've had in financial services. Actually, the anniversary was yesterday. So 33 years worth of experience. And one of those things which I've learned during those 33 years is that when people say they want more money, what they really want is to stop worrying about money. And that's the funny thing. Wealth isn't about the numbers. It's that nagging feeling behind the numbers. So I want to share with you today some examples about just how irrational we can be, especially when pride, ego, reputation, and appearance get involved. And my first story starts with a man, a dream, and a very fast German car. So recently I was contacted by a new client who I recognised. I used to play football some 12 years ago with him. And after realising and asking me, am I still a financial advisor? I said, yeah, absolutely. What can I do for you? Now, knowing how old he was, I was expecting the worst. I was thinking it was going to be a mortgage inquiry. So boring. But actually, what it was, he said, well, let me tell you a story, Rob. I've recently entered a prize draw, with the first prize being £1 million. My eyes lit up, thinking, wealth. But I didn't win the first prize, but I did win second prize. And that second prize was a brand new Porsche GT3. Okay? So let's give you a bit of context about this Porsche GT3. His current car was a Dacia Duster. Perfectly sensible, practical family car. It's the kind of car you say when we don't really need anything flashy. Now, a Porsche GT3, on the other hand, is exactly the type of car you do buy when you want something flashy. Now, one is designed to get you and your family safely to Tesco's. The other is designed to get you arrested. Now, John had pictured it already. Him in the driver's seat, the coastal roads, the engine roaring, the sideways glances of those people as he flies down the road. A full-on aftershave advert, but much, much louder. But there was one tiny detail he forgot. Barely noticeable. A minor footnote. His wife. Now, John was also offered a cash alternative to the Porsche GT3. He was offered £200,000. And he forgot to run that little fact past his wife, Sarah. So hence why there was a phone call to me, because he wanted to look at all the options, still wanting to drive the Porsche, but still the prospect of having £200,000 in his bank. And that's where reality, reputation, and psychology of wealth slammed into each other at 9,000 RPMs. And where my reputation as a local financial advisor came to the fore. Now, having dealt with them for 2 or 3 appointments to discuss what they really needed, we established that they are no longer in debt. They are debt-free. They have money set aside for their future children's education. They've got 2 holidays booked for this year. They've got a holiday booked for next year. And they drive a very respectable Volvo XC90. Not the GT3 he was dreaming of, but John is now happier, safer, but most crucially, still married. So wealth isn't about the prize. It's about the choices you make. John chose the sensible option with my help. But that's also reputation. And in my world, it's worth more than a GT3. And it also saves marriages. Now, on the completely opposite end of that spectrum, I want to talk to you about Mr. Wright. Now, Mr. Wright was a client of mine when I worked in one of the banks in the city. Let me try and describe Mr. Wright to you. Average height, slightly overweight. But Mr. Wright came into the branch every Friday that I could remember. He wore the same overalls. He never brushed his hair. He had a distinctive odour. It looked like somebody who just walked in off the street to get warm. But let me tell you the secret behind Mr. Wright. He was one of the wealthiest businessmen in the city. He was quiet, he was private, very sensible and very frugal. And totally and completely uninterested in looking wealthy. So wealth doesn't always look like what you expect it to look like. Sometimes the richest person in the room might be the one you never even notice. So having had 33 years in the financial sector, I've learned that when people say they want wealth, they don't always mean money. They mean what they think money will give them. Security. The ability to sleep without needing to check your online banking at 2 a.m. It means freedom. Not to pretend to enjoy camping just because it's the cheaper option. It gives them time. And I don't mean this type what comes in a Rolex box. It provides dignity and the ability to be able to buy the good wine without guilt. And it provides choice. The power to say no thanks without rehearsing your excuses. So wealth isn't a number, it's a feeling. And there's another type of wealth in my world that matters just as much, if not even more. And that's the wealth of reputation. Now, reputation is a strange kind of wealth because you can't invest it, you can't withdraw it, and you most certainly cannot spend it in the shops. But it pays dividends every single day. One of my clients recently said to me, he said, "Rob, you've been my financial advisor for 15 years. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really understand half of what you tell me. I don't get it. But in those 15 years of being my financial advisor, I trust you. You've done by me. You've done well by me. And as a result of which, I have the confidence in what you're telling me is absolutely right for me." Reputation is compound interest for humans. It grows slowly, quietly, in the background, and then one day it's the thing that carries you. And in my industry, reputation isn't just helpful, it's everything. New clients don't choose me because of a glossy brochure. They choose me because of some client reviews which I've received. Things which say, Rob makes everything easy to understand. He took the stress out of the whole process. Rob was a breath of fresh air. And he genuinely cares and takes the time to explain things properly. He focused on what we actually needed with no pressure. Now, those aren't marketing lines. Those are real words from real people, clients of mine. And they're worth more than any advertisement which I could pay for. A single positive review can open doors for you that you didn't even realize existed. It brings in new clients. It builds trust before you even get the chance to meet that client. It grows your business, and yes, it grows your wealth as well. A good reputation doesn't just help you in the moment, it keeps working long after the lights have gone off and you've left the office for the day. But the opposite can also be true. A poor reputation can undo the years of hard work you've invested in a single moment. One bad experience, one careless comment, one broken promise. And suddenly the trust which you have built and built starts leaking away like air from a tyre. And the thing about reputation is you cannot hide from reputation. You can't say, don't worry, I'll fix it later. Because by the time you get around to fixing it, people have told their friends, and their friends have told their friends, and their friends and their family. A bad reputation spreads much faster than a good one. And it sticks. And in my world, a damaged reputation doesn't just cost you clients. It costs you opportunities. It can cost relationships. It costs you the chance to make a difference. Reputation is very slow to build, but very quick to break. So when I'm talking about wealth, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about the type of wealth you build every time you show up, every time you keep your word, and every time somebody says, ask Rob, he'll know. Now that's the type of reputation, the kind of reputation that lasts. So I did start talking about how wealth can be funny. But the truth is about wealth, it's also very revealing. It shows what we value, what we fear, and what we stand for. Money grows, reputation compounds. And if you can smile about money instead of stressing about money, you're probably already ahead of some people. Thank you.